Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 242 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. It is Saturday, January 6th? No, 25th? 24th? 25th. After 6. Yeah, it's the 25th today. Oh, heaven help us. I think it's the 25th. After all that, it's probably smelling smoke. My brain was working so hard to try to figure out what day it was. Yeah, it's a, why didn't I look at that? Oh, we might be in for it today, guys. Anyway, I'm so happy to have everyone here with me today. I'm firing on all cylinders today. It's gonna be fun. Anyway, it's a gorgeous, mostly sunny day out there. There's no wind. It's cold, relatively speaking. I think when I looked a couple hours ago, it was 11 Fahrenheit. So it's cold, but not too bad. We had some more snow this past week, and on Sunday into Monday morning, and it's pretty white out there. And it was cold. It was below 0 Fahrenheit here for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It was, for us, that was cold. I know for a lot of people that live in colder regions. I grew up in Manitoba. This is not cold. My mom was telling me some of the temperatures with the wind chill. It was, a couple days it was minus 42, minus 45 Celsius. That's cold. I don't know if I would be able to survive a Manitoba winter anymore because I have got so soft. Anyway, so it's been cold. We've got, on the bed, there's flannel sheets, a quilt, and 2 Afghans. You almost throw your shoulder out trying to flip the blankets back to get out of bed in the morning. We've got lots of blankets. It's like a weighted blanket on us now. Anyway, so if you're a new viewer and you're still watching this craziness, if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for coming by to check out my channel. I hope you enjoy it here. I hope you stick around, come back week after week to see what kind of knitting and crochet shenanigans I've been up to. Hope you come back. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back for another week. You guys know what I'm like, so you know that I'm in fine form today. Anyway, if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back for another week to see what kind of shenanigans I've been up to. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would. Share this video, like it, hit the bell notification so you find out when I post new videos, which is typically every Saturday, although there's a few random ones that come out during the week. I am planning on doing a video very early in February with my stash down stats. I'm going to say that 5 times fast. I can't even say it once. Anyway, if I am planning on doing stash down. I've been keeping track of what I've done. Kind of want to follow along with what Shauna does in Shauna Stitches, and also what Lisa from 72 Stitches or Knit All the Yarn is starting to do this year as well. I am planning on, like I say, keeping tabs on that, and I will do an overview video at the end of each month and tell you how much yarn has come into my stash and how much yarn has gone out of my stash. So I'm keeping track by grams of how much I'm using. And so far I'm negative this month, meaning that more has gone out and subtracted from my stash than has been added to my stash. So far so good. I usually start out okay in January, and by later in the summer and fall I fall off the wagon. Well, Advent gets me every year, and I'm okay with that. So enough of that nattering. I got a fair bit of progress knitting done this week, but not near as much as I would have liked. I'm back at work now. School is back in session, and it's been pretty busy. So I've been busy with keeping up with student emails, helping out students with some minor problems that have come up, and just keeping up with the grading and class prep and all of that stuff. So the first 2 months of this semester are going to be busier, far busier than normal, and then after we roll into March, my semester is going to slow down and settle down a little bit more. So that's good. March, it'll be good come March. Right now I have the perception that, well, not the perception. I do have a heavier teaching load the first half of the semester versus the second half of the semester. And that's all because one of the courses I'm teaching is a condensed course, so every week we cover 2 weeks worth of material. So there's twice as much material for the students to go through, which also means there's twice as much grading for me to do each and every week. But the course is done in the end of February. So we're already getting ready. We're finishing up week 2, and there's only 5 weeks left after this. So it's only a 7-week course versus like a 14-15 week course. So it's going to go quick. But it's the equivalent of doing 2 courses instead of 1 course for the first half of the semester. So I've got heavier load first half, and I'll have a lighter load come the second half of the semester. So, but that's all fine. So I'm just getting into adjusting and getting used to the new schedule. So I didn't get as much knitting done as I would have liked. But that was a long way to tell you that, wasn't it? Anyway, so my knitting, I spent time this week working on only 2 of my whips. Granted, I only have 4 total whips, but 2 of them I have not touched yet this year, so I need to rectify that soon. Although I also have 2 other projects I want to start very soon, probably on Monday. Maybe Sunday, probably Monday. Anyway, so the 2 projects I did work on are my 2 at a time toe-up sort of shorty socks and my Radvent cardigan. So my socks are in this project bag that I sewed for myself a while back, and these again are 2 at a time toe-up sort of shorties, and I am getting the pattern written up. As I said, busy schedule at work. Hobbies sadly have to take a backseat to real work. So anyway, so here are my progress on my 2 at a time toe-up sort of shorties. I was down at the cat marker progress creeper when I saw you last, so I've added a handful of rows. I'm almost halfway done the gusset increasing on these now. So I've done for me, it's 20 rounds for the toe increases. Then I do 55 rounds of straight stockingette at 64 stitches, 64 stitch circumference. And then I start the gusset increasing, which take another 20 rounds. And then I'm ready for the heel turn and heel flap, which I will do in bare yarn. And then I will continue going until I have finished up my 50-gram skein of yarn. Once that's completely gone, then I will switch to the bare yarn and add a couple rows or rounds, just so that I don't run out partway through, and then I can use every last inch of the yarn. The yarn, speaking of yarn, it is from Little Bay Blue. And this is a 50-gram skein of yarn I bought on Etsy. It's been a while. It's probably at least 2 years ago. I'll show you it right side up. The colorway is Groove and Gecko, and it's a gorgeous green, really gorgeous green. It has some little yellowy green tonal components to it, and it also has a lot of darker green and bluish little speckles here and there. And it's a really pretty yarn. I'm really enjoying working with it. I would happily buy more of her yarn. So here you can see it has some of like the yellowy green tonal bits. It's got dark blue, almost a blackish navy blue, some black, some navy blue speckles in there, and some of the greener speckles as well. Really pretty. I love it. It's a really, really pretty yarn. And like I say, I've got one more skein of hers. I can't reach it from here. I have some yarn back over on the other side of Olive, but I can't reach it right now. But I'm sure I have another one of her skeins. It might be a Christmassy colorway, or it might be a bluish color. I don't remember, but I'm sure I have another one of her, another skein of her yarn. I'm sure I bought 2 of them when I placed that order. The other project I've spent some time working on this past week has been my Radvent cardigan. And again, I've still got a long way to go. On one of the sleeves, I'm on day number 15 now, so I'm over halfway done with the Advent color, or the Advent yarn. This is an Advent calendar from Felicity Yarn Studio, and there was the 24 skeins of yarn plus a sock set for the final day, on Christmas Day. So I want to finish up all of these guys, and then I will one day soon cast on the sock set. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous colorway. If you remember from when I did December Vlogmas. Oh my word. Oh boy. So anyway, the theme of the Advent was Monet in the winter. So all of the colors were representative of, for lack of a better place to put my yarn, I'm just tucking it down the front of my shirt. That's quite the yarn holder, isn't it? It's just tucked down in here. It's not going to get away on me. Oh my goodness. I was making a pot of soup this morning, and I was commenting a few things, and the hubby's just like, what was in your tea this morning? And that might be a valid question. Anyway, so here's my progress on my Radvent cardigan. I am loving the colors in this Advent calendar. So I used a bare yarn for the cuffs, and I will also continue and use the bare yarn for the button band and collar and for the ribbing at the bottom. But here's where I am so far. I love these colors. They're just so gorgeous. So we're into the blue territory now. And with this one, I'm about halfway through the 15th day. So I made it a little bit longer in the body because it's written as a cropped sweater, and I don't do cropped sweaters. I don't do cropped anything. Cropped pants, yeah. I don't do cropped shirts. No, my belly does not belong in a cropped shirt. I don't want it in a cropped shirt. I don't like the look on myself. Anyone else want to wear a cropped shirt? More power to you. I'm too self-conscious to wear a cropped shirt. So anyway, the one sleeve or the one side I am on day 15. The other side I finished day 14. I haven't started day 15. So the way I'm typically doing this, the pattern has you, this is Radvent by Amba O'Brien. It has you start at one end with day 20 or day 1 and go to the middle, and then start at day 24 or 25 on the left hand side and go 25, 24, 23 down till you get to the middle, and then you join the two sides. I wanted it to be symmetrical, so I did day 1 I took each ball of yarn or each little cake of yarn, caked it up, and then divided it into two 10-gram balls of yarn. And then I did day 1, then day 2, then day 3, so that it's symmetrical. So what I typically do is that I finish each day on both halves. Then I'll start the next day on one half, I'll finish that, and then I'll do that same next day on the other half, and then I'll just go back and forth, and I continue just adding one more day as I'm going along. So I'm on day 15 now. So I'm getting closer to the end, but I still have quite a few days left to go. And it's taking me a little while to do it, but I'm enjoying it. It's just knit all the way up one side, purl all the way up the other side. I don't mind purling, so I'm a little slower at it, but I don't mind purling. And as I say, it's been an enjoyable knit. It's just taking me forever to get it done. And that's fine, because I'm not a speedy knitter and I have work commitments and other commitments that chew up time. Still using a Christmassy type cup. That's fine. It's winter, it's close enough. Well, it's just little red berries around a cat. But anyway, I'm just out there today. Anyway, so a couple projects I want to start, and I know I've mentioned these before and I still haven't done it. Because I have to go rooting through my tubs of yarn to figure out and get my yarn, but I just haven't got it started. And that is to get working on the 2 more crochet granny square blankets to give my friend for her next 2 daughters. The first one, she has 2 daughters now, and the 3rd daughter is due, I think, only in about 2 weeks. Week and a half, 2 weeks. Yeah, I think she's due the 2nd of February. So not too far down the road now for the 3rd baby to come, or the 3rd little girl to come along. So I have 1 blanket done, and I want to crochet 2 more granny squares for the 2nd and 3rd daughters. Or I'll let her choose. I'll make them all pretty much the same size and let her decide who wants what color. Or who gets what color. I don't know if they make their own decisions yet. Well, the oldest might, because she's, I think, 3 or 4. Anyway, so I really do want to get going on those and get those finished so I can give them to her sooner rather than later. So I'm thinking maybe once this editing is done on this video, I'll go digging through a tub of yarn and cast on or start the next baby blanket. We'll see. But so hopefully next week you'll see a finished object. I don't have a finished object this week. Oh, I don't even have technically a half finished object, because I don't count my socks being half done until I'm onto the heel. So I'm not quite there. But this is a shorter episode today. Like I say, it's been a busy week at work and cold weather. Snow on this past weekend, and we actually did end up canceling church. I think I mentioned that last episode. We did end up canceling church on Sunday just because of the snow coming in, and a lot of people from our church have to drive a fair ways to get to church, and several of them are up. Like where we are and where the church is it's in a bit of a valley, and a bit of a valley. There's some small mountains surrounding us, and several of our people live up at higher elevations, so they get more snow, more ice, worse driving conditions. So frequently in the weather's stinky, they don't leave home, and I do not blame them, especially if it's icy. I would not want to be on the roads myself. So we did cancel church on Sunday, so we got to sleep in, which is a rarity for us on a Sunday morning. So I did get extra knitting time on Sunday, although I also had to get some school things done. But what else? That's about it. It's been really quiet and not much going on around here. So I best get moving, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really wanted to tell you about. I don't think so. I'm going to get this editing done, and then I'm going to go dig through my yarn tubs and find the yarn I want to use to make the next baby blanket and get going on that. That'll eat up some yarn to go in my stash down also. So I'm planning on posting that stash down video. I won't film it until the 1st or 2nd of February, and I'll post the video probably the Tuesday or Wednesday in the first week of February. And I plan on doing that each month when I do my stash down, so that I have the full month, and then I will film and post it so that I have each month documented. And I think that's about it. I'm just rambling now. I'm just rambling. Anyway, I shall let you go. I'm gonna go get the editing done. I have some lunch, I'm hungry. It's 10 past noon. It's lunchtime. Hubby's probably gonna be scratching on the door wondering if we're gonna have lunch soon. And this evening we have a banquet to go out to. The fire station across from the church have their award banquet every year, and the hubby has quite a bit of association with the fire hall, so we get invited along with a couple other people from the church are invited to the banquet. And so we've got that tonight. So I'm not sure what they're having. They have the same caterers they had last year, and I remember last year the meal was fantastic. So we just need a small lunch because it'll be a large buffet style supper tonight. And then this week coming up, the church on Sunday, then just regular school stuff, grading, all the regular stuff. Nothing too wild or exciting planned. Although the temperature is supposed to be 47 or 50 degrees Fahrenheit on Wednesday. It's just ridiculous, the fluctuations in temperature. Completely ridiculous. Anyway, on that note, I really am going to shut up, and I shall let you go, and I will see you guys again next week. Thank you so much for joining me. Love you all.